All right, welcome. In this explainer, we're going to build a powerful machine, step by step, for generating leads organically. We're talking about a system that actually works for you, attracting your ideal clients so you don't have to go out there and chase them. But first, let's kick things off with something I know a lot of you are feeling. You're putting in the work, you're creating content, you're showing up every single day, but you're getting crickets. No actual leads. It feels like you're shouting into the void. Well, that's going to end today. So here's our game plan. This is the blueprint for the machine we're putting together. We'll start with turning your profile into a funnel. Then we'll dive into the 80-20 content rule, master interactive stories, and build a community. And then we'll supercharge the whole thing with AI and learn how to have conversations that actually convert. Let's get into it. Okay, let's dive right into the foundation of this whole system. Most people treat their social media profile like a business card, or maybe a dusty old resume. We need to completely flip that idea on its head. From this moment on, your profile is your #1 sales funnel. It all boils down to these 4 critical steps. First up, your bio. It has to scream exactly who you help and how you do it. No fluff. Second, you need one single clear call to action. Tell people what to do next. Third, make it ridiculously easy for them to connect with you. And fourth, that pinned post, that's your 24/7 salesperson, working for you even when you're asleep. All right, now for the fuel that makes this whole machine run, your content. The biggest mistake people make is they just sell, sell, sell all day long. But that's not a strategy, it's just noise. The most effective approach is one that attracts your ideal audience by building trust first. And that's where this simple but honestly game-changing rule comes in, the 80-20 rule. The vast majority of what you post, a full 80%, should be pure value. You're educating, you're inspiring, you're maybe even entertaining. Think of it like this. You're making deposits of goodwill and trust into a bank account before you ever ask to make a withdrawal. And this slide just lays it out perfectly, right? That 80% is where you build the relationship. You're sharing tips, telling stories, asking questions. Then, when that 20% comes along, a client success story, a new offer, it doesn't feel pushy or salesy at all. It feels like a helpful, natural next step for people who already know, like, and trust you. Okay, so now let's crank things up a notch with one of the most powerful tools out there for getting quick engagement, stories. This is where you can have daily, one-on-one style conversations with your audience, but at scale. Now, check this out. This number is so important. At any given time, no matter how big or small your audience is, about 1 to 3% of them are ready to buy. Right now, today. Your job isn't to convince everyone. It's to make it incredibly easy for that 1 to 3% to just raise their hand. So, the big question is, how do you find those people? Well, you do it with a consistent daily strategy. A good rule of thumb is about 5 story slides a day. That gives you enough runway to tell a mini story, starting with a hook, like a picture of your face, and always including at least one clear call to action. This gives that ready-to-buy group a chance to say yes every single day. And here is a perfect example of how to do it. We call this a mission-based poll. Notice it's not saying, hey, buy my stuff. It's saying, this is our mission. Who's with us? It makes it so easy for someone to tap that yes, I'm ready button and basically tell you, hey, I'm a warm lead. And then, bam, you hit them with this right after. Powerful social proof. You're showing them a real result, what's actually possible. And then you immediately follow it up with another poll. You ready to be our next success story? It's a 1-2 punch of building desire and then building massive credibility right away. All right, so we've got your profile dialed in, we've got your stories working. Now let's go find more people. This is where community building comes in. By tapping into targeted groups, you can find a consistent daily flow of your ideal clients because you're meeting them where they already are. And the key here really is a huge mindset shift. You need to stop hunting for leads. Seriously. Instead, you're going to become a magnet. You do that by just showing up in these groups and providing tons of value, answering questions, sharing insights, with 0 strings attached. People will get curious, they'll check out your profile, and, well, we already know your profile is an optimized funnel, right? Okay, so everything we've built so far is a solid, powerful engine. But now we're going to add the supercharger. We're going to use artificial intelligence to do the heavy lifting for us, saving you literally dozens of hours every single week. You know the feeling, right? That blinking cursor on a blank page
trying to dream up content ideas from scratch. The hours spent writing and designing, it's just, it's draining. And for most people, it's totally unsustainable. But what if you could flip that completely on its head? Just imagine having a tool, an assistant, that works 24/7 for you, that never gets tired, that's constantly creating and optimizing your content, even when you're nowhere near your computer. That's the power we can tap into now. So, what does this actually look like? Well, imagine taking a recording of your best client call, feeding it to something like ChatGPT, and just saying, "Give me 30 content ideas based on this conversation." Boom. Or using an AI tool to create a whole month's worth of professional-looking graphics in the time it takes to drink a coffee. It's a total game changer for your productivity. Okay, this is it, the final and maybe the most important piece of the puzzle. We've got our profile optimized, we're creating value, we've got all this engagement. Now what do we do with it? Let's turn those warm leads into actual clients. So you've got funnels, you've got Zoom calls, you've got Messenger. Which one actually works the best for converting the leads this system generates? While they all have their place, the answer for turning that daily engagement into sales, more often than not, is Messenger. Why? Because it's personal, it's immediate, and it builds on the trust you've already established. And the key is to not be salesy. Seriously. The goal is just to start a real human conversation. Something super simple that references what they just did. "Hey, thanks for voting on my poll about X." That's it. You're connecting back to the value you just provided, and it opens the door for a totally natural conversation. And that's it. That is the entire blueprint for your organic lead machine. Every single part. From your profile, to your content, to AI, all the way to conversations. You have all the pieces now. So the only question left is, what's the first part of your machine you're going to build?